Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel at Mandal Education. Today here we are here to discuss some MCQs question of GS. Okay, there will be about in this session we will cover about 200 questions, which includes GS every part. Okay, so first of all we'll begin from ancient Indian history. Okay, ancient Indian history. First, question number 1. The main source of information about the Indus Valley civilization. What is the main source of information? That is archaeological excavation. The primary source of our knowledge of Indus Valley civilization is archaeological remains found in the excavation at sites like Harappa, Mohenjo-daro and Lothal. Okay. Question number 2. The script used by the people of Indus Valley civilization is undeciphered pictographic script. That is pictographic script, but it was undeciphered. Option D is the correct answer. The Vedas were composed in Sanskrit. The Vedas, the oldest sacred text of Hinduism, were composed in Vedic Sanskrit. Who among the following associated with the concept of Purusha in the Rig Veda? That is cosmic man. The Purushukta in the Rig Veda describe the cosmic man Purusha, whose sacrifice is believed to have created the four Varna system. Question number 5. The Upanishads are primarily concerned with the philosophy and metaphysics. The Upanishads focus on philosophical questions about the nature of reality, the soul and the Brahman. Question number 6. The Jain concept of non-violence is called Amisha. Amisha or non-violence is the central tenet of Jainism, emphasizing not harming any living being. So, option C is the correct answer. Which of the following king was a great patron of Jainism? Which of the following king was great patron of Jainism? That is Kharvela. Option B is the correct answer. Kharvela, the ruler of Kalinga, that is modern day Odisha, was a great patron of Jainism as described in the Hathigumpha inscription. Question number 8. The earliest coin in India are, it is Panchmark coin. Panchmark coin. The earliest coin in India were Panchmark coin made of silver during the 6th to 2nd century BCE. Okay. The term Mahajanpada refers to a large kingdom or a republic. Option C is the correct answer. Mahajanpada were the large kingdom or republic in ancient during the 600 to 300 BCE. Who is credited with the foundation of Mauryan Empire? Who is credited? That is Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya founded the Mauryan Empire with the help of his advisor Chanakya around 321 BCE. Next, the capital of Mauryan Empire was, what was the capital? That is Patliputra. Patliputra, modern day Patna, was the capital of Mauryan Empire. The Kalinga War took place during the reign of Ashoka. The Kalinga War fought by Ashoka in 261 BCE, after which he embraced Buddhism. Okay. Next, the Buddhist council which compiled the Tripitaka was First Buddhist Council. The first Buddhist council, held shortly after Buddha's death, compiled the Tripitaka. The University of Nalanda flourished during the reign of Nalanda. The University of Nalanda flourished during the reign of Harsha. Nalanda University became a major center of learning during Harsha's reign in the 7th century CE. Nalanda University became a major center of learning during Harsha's reign in the 7th century CE. Okay. Next, the famous Chinese traveler Fa Hien visited India during the reign of Chandragupta II. Fa Hien visited India during the reign of Chandragupta II, also known as Vikramaditya, in the 5th century CE. Sangam literature is associated with which of the following state? Tamil Nadu. Sangam literature is the earliest Tamil literature composed during the Sangam period in Tamil Nadu. Next, the main deity of the early Vedic religion was Indra. Option C is the correct answer. Indra, the god of thunder and war, was the most important deity in the early Vedic text. Which of the following text is associated with Ayurveda? That is Charak Samhita. Option B is the correct answer. Charak Samhita is foundational text of Ayurveda dealing with the medicine and health. Okay. Then question number 19. The Ashoka edict were inscribed in which script? The Ashokan edict inscribed in which script? That is Brahmi and Kharoswati script. Option A is the correct answer. Ashokan edicts were written mainly in Brahmi in south and east and Kharoswati in northwest. Okay. Next, the main occupation of the people during the Rig Vedic period was pastoralism. What? Pastoralism. The Rig Vedic people were mainly pastoral, with the cattle rearing being the primary livelihood of Rig Vedic period people. The author of Arthashastra. Who is the author of Arthashastra? That is Kautilya. Kautilya, the Chanakya authored Arthashastra, a treatise on statecraft and economies. Okay. Then the megalithic culture is mainly known for large burial stone. Megalithic culture is known for large stone monument used for burial, particularly in South India. Megalith. Mega means big and lith means rock. Okay. Question number 23. The Ajivika sect was founded by? That is option A, Makhali Gosala. Makhali Gosala founded the Ajivika sect, a contemporary of Buddha and Mahavira. Okay. Mahakali Gosala is a contemporary of Buddha and Mahavira. Sanchi Stupa was originally built by who built Sanchi Stupa? Option B is the correct answer, that is Ashoka. The great stupa at Sanchi was built by Emperor Ashoka in the 3rd century BCE. Okay. Then question number 25. The earliest evidence of agriculture in the Indian subcontinent is from? The evidence of agriculture found in Mehergarh, which is in present day Pakistan, show the earliest evidence of farming and domestication of animal around 7000 BCE. Okay, now we completed the ancient Indian history section. Now we will come to medieval Indian history. Okay, so question number 1. Who is the founder of Delhi Sultanate? Who is the founder of Delhi Sultanate? Option C is the correct answer. Qutbuddin Aibak. Qutbuddin Aibak, a former slave of Muhammad Ghori, established the Delhi Sultanate in 1206 CE. Okay. Next, the administrative system of Delhi Sultanate was based on a Persian model. Option B is the correct answer. The Delhi Sultanate adopted a Persian model of administration heavily influenced by Islamic and Central Asian tradition. Okay. Question number 3. The Ikta system introduced by Delhi Sultans was related to? Ikta system is related to land revenue collection. Okay, the option A is the correct answer. The Ikta system was a land revenue system and administrative system where land was granted to noble in exchange of service. Okay, the famous poet, next question, the famous poet Amir Khusro was associated with the court of Alauddin Khilji. Okay, Amir Khusro, known for his Persian and Hindvi composition, was a court poet under Alauddin Khilji. Next, question number 5. The Khilji dynasty was succeeded by? The Khilji dynasty is succeeded by Tughlaq dynasty. Option A is the correct answer. After the Khiljis, The Tughlaq rose the power under Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq in 1320 CE. Question number 6. The Sultan who shifted his capital from Delhi to Dolatabad. The Sultan who shifted his capital from Delhi to Dolatabad was Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq shifted his capital to Dolatabad in a move that was later reversed due to failure. Who was the founder of Mughal Empire in India? Babur is the founder of Mughal Empire in India. Babur founded the Mughal Empire after his victory at the first battle of Panipat in 1526. Okay. Question number 8. Akbar policy of Sul-I-Kul means peace with all religion. Akbar policy of Sul-I-Kul means peace with all religion. Sul-I-Kul was Akbar policy of religious tolerance and universal peace. Question number 9. The Mansabdari system introduced by Akbar was primarily for Mansabdari system for military and civil ranking. The option C is the correct answer. The Mansabdari system classified official, both civil and military, by rank and salary. Okay, Mansabdari for military and civil ranking. Question number 10. The Din-i-Ilahi was founded by Akbar. 2. Why Dil-i-Ilahi was founded? Promote syncretic faith. It is founded by Akbar. Option C is the correct answer. Din-i-Ilahi was Akbar's spiritual initiative combining the best element of various religions. Question number 11. Sher Shah Suri is the best remembered for administrative reform. Okay. Sher Shah Suri implemented lasting administrative and revenue reform including the Grand Trunk Road and currency standardization. Okay, option B is the correct answer. Question number 12. The Mughal emperor who issued Farman granted trade privilege to the British East India Company in 1717 was Farrukh Shah. Option C is the correct answer. Farrukh Shah issued Farman allowing duty-free trade, which helped to establish British economic power in India. Question number 13. The Battle of Talikota in 1565 led the downfall of Vijayanagar Empire. Option C is the correct answer. The Battle of Talikota was a major defeat for the Vijayanagar Empire by the Deccan Sultanate. Okay. Question number 14. The language used by Bhakti Sen to reach the masses was vernacular language. Saints like Kabir, Tulsidas, Mirabai use local language to preach spiritual idea to the common people. Okay, actually they use the vernacular or the local language. Question number 15. Guru Nanak's teaching emphasized monotheism and equality. Guru Nanak's teaching emphasized monotheism and equality. Guru Nanak rejected the caste distinction. Guru Nanak rejected the caste distinction and ritualism and promoted devotion to one God. Okay, so Guru Nanak teaching emphasized on monotheism and equality. Question number 16. The Bhakti movement in North India was strongly influenced by Vaishnavism. Bhakti movement in North India strongly influenced by Vaishnavism. The Bhakti movement drew heavily from Vaishnava tradition and emphasized personal devotion. Okay. Now question number 17. The primary source of revenue for the Mughal state was land revenue. Okay. The primary source of revenue for Mughal Empire, Mughal state is land revenue. The Mughal economy was primarily agrarian economy and land revenue was its main source of income. Okay. Question number 18. Which Mughal emperor is known for orthodox religious policy? Which Mughal emperor is known for his orthodox religious policy? Option D. Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb reversed the Akbar tolerant policy, reimposed jizya and destroy several temples. Question number 19. The decline of Mughal Empire began after the reign of Aurangzeb. Okay, the decline of Mughal Emperor the decline of Mughal Empire began after the reign of Aurangzeb. The empire weakened due to Aurangzeb's long war, religious intolerance, and succession crisis. Question number 20. The architectural style of Indo-Islamic architecture is best represented by Qutub Minar. Qutub Minar in Delhi is classic example of Indo-Islamic architecture started by Qutbuddin Aybak. So, medieval history is completed. Now, modern history. Question number 1. The Battle of Plassey in 1757 was fought between British and Sirajuddaulah. The Battle of Plassey was fought between the British East India Company and Sirajuddaulah, the Nawab of Bengal, leading to dominance of Bengal. Okay, the Battle of Plassey fought between British and Sirajuddaulah in 1757. Okay. Question number 2. Who was the Governor General of India at the time of the 1857 revolt? That is Lord Canning. Option B is the correct answer. Lord Canning was the Governor General during revolt of 1857 and later became the first Viceroy of India, Lord Canning. Okay. The doctrine of lapse was introduced by Lord Dalhousie. Doctrine of lapse introduced by Lord Dalhousie. Lord Dalhousie annexed several Indian states using the doctrine of lapse, a major cause of resentment leading to the 1857 revolt. Okay. Then question number 4. The first session of Indian National Congress was held in Bombay. Option B. The first session of INC was held in Bombay in 1885 and presided by W.C. Banerjee. 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 Okay. Question number 5. The partition of Bengal in 1905 was carried out by Lord Curzon. Lord Curzon partitioned Bengal in 1905, which was strongly opposed and later annulled in partition of Bengal, annulled or revoked in 1911. Okay. The Swadeshi movement, question number 6. The Swadeshi movement was launched in response to partition of Bengal. The Swadeshi movement began in 1905 as a reaction to the partition of Bengal and encouraged the use of Indian good. The Swadeshi movement began in 1905 as a reaction to the partition of Bengal and encouraged the use of Indian goods. Now, question number 7. Who founded the All India Muslim League? All India Muslim League founded by Nawab Salimullah. The Muslim League was founded in 1906 at Dhaka, which is in Bangladesh. Now, Dhaka is called as Dhaka, under the leadership of Nawab Salimullah and Aga Khan. Do you know headquarter of Muslim League? That is in Lucknow. Okay. The Lucknow Pact in 1916 was an agreement between Congress and Muslim League. The Lucknow Pact brought the Congress and the Muslim League together on a common platform against the British. Okay. Now question number 9. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place in the year, in which year? 1919. The massacre occurred on April 13, on the day of Baishakhi. Okay, under the General Dyer in response to peaceful protest against the Rowlatt Act. Okay. Now question number 10. The non-cooperation movement was suspended after. Okay, do you know why non-cooperation movement is suspended? Because of Chori Chora incident. Okay, the movement became violent Let's see. The movement was called up by Gandhi in 1922 after the violence at Chauri Chaura, where mobs set fire to police station. Okay. Question number 11. The Simon Commission was boycotted because why the Simon Commission was boycotted? Because it did not include any Indian. Okay, all the 6 members are from British. Okay, are British. Option A is the correct answer. The British Commission had no the all British Commission had no Indian member, which led to the widespread boycott in 1928. Now question number 12. Who authored Hind Swaraj? Hind Swaraj authored by Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi wrote Hind Swaraj in 1909, explaining his philosophy of nonviolent resistance and Swaraj. Who gave the slogan Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it? This was given by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Option C is the correct answer. Bal Gangadhar Tilak gave the famous slogan making Swaraj a national demand. Okay, making it a national demand. Question number 14. The Dandi March was launched to protest. Why the Dandi March was launched? To protest salt tax. Salt tax. Gandhi marched to Dandi in 1930 to break the British monopoly on salt, initiating the civil disobedience movement. Okay. The demand of Purna Swaraj was officially made at which session? Lahore session 1929. The INC under Nehru, who presided this meeting of INC in 1929 in Lahore, that is Jawaharlal Nehru, declared complete independence, that is Purna Swaraj, as its goal at Lahore session 1929. The Quit India movement was question number 16. The Quit India movement launched in 1942. Launched on 8th of August 1942 by Mahatma Gandhi. The movement demanded immediate British withdrawal from India. The Cabinet Mission Plan was sent to India. When the Cabinet Mission Plan was sent to India? In the year 1946. The Cabinet Mission Plan came in India on 1946 to discuss the transfer of power and framing of the constitution. Okay. Now question number 18. Subhash Chandra Bose formed Azad Hind Fauj in Singapore. Bose formed the Indian National Army, that is Azad Hind Fauj, in Singapore with Japanese support in 1943. Okay. The question number 19. The Mountbatten Plan proposed. What the Mountbatten Plan proposed? It proposed partition of India. The Mountbatten Plan came in June 1947. Laid out the framework for partitioning India into two parts, that is India and Pakistan. The Indian Council Act 1909 is also known as Morley-Minto Reform. Option C is the correct answer. The 1909 Act, known as a Morley-Minto Reform, allowed Indian representation in Legislative Council. Question number 21. The Cripps mission was sent to India in 1942. Sent in 1942 by British government to secure Indian support during World War II, but the Cripps mission was failed. Question number 22. The Indian National Army trials took place at Delhi. Okay. INA trials were held at the Red Fort. Delhi in 1945-46, sparking mass protest across India. Question number 23. The Home Rule movement was started by Tilak and Annie Besant. Both Tilak and option A is the correct answer. Both Tilak and Annie Besant started parallel Home Rule League in 1916 to demand self-government. The question number 24. The first Indian to be elected to the British Parliament was. The first Indian to be elected to the British Parliament was Dadabhai Naoroji. Dadabhai Naoroji was elected Dadabhai was elected to the British House of Commons in 1992. He was the first Indian who was elected in British Parliament. Question number 25. The first factory of East India Company established at Surat. Okay. The first factory of East India Company was established at Surat. Option B is the correct answer. Question number 26. Who among the following presided over the historic Lahore session in 1929 of the Indian National Congress? This answer I already answered in previous questions. Okay. Who presided the Lahore session? That is Jawaharlal Nehru. Option B is the correct answer. Jawaharlal Nehru presided over the Lahore session where the resolution for Purna Swaraj, that is complete independence, was passed. Question number 27. Which act provides for the establishment of federal court in India? Which act? Government of India Act 1935. The Government of India Act 1935 led the establishment of federal court in the year 1937. Okay. Which revolutionary associated with the Hindustan Socialist Republic Association? That is HSRA. That is who is the revolutionary? It is Bhagat Singh. Option B is the correct answer. Bhagat Singh was a key figure in HSRA, which aimed to overthrow British rule through armed revolution. Question number 29. The famous slogan Inqilab Jindabad. The famous slogan Inqilab Jindabad was popularized by Bhagat Singh. Bhagat Singh popularized slogan Inqilab Jindabad, meaning long live the revolution. Okay. Question number 30. Which viceroy conducted Delhi Darbar in 1911 where King George V was declared Emperor of India? That is, which viceroy conducted Delhi Darbar in 1911? Lord Hardinge. Option C is the correct answer. Lord Hardinge conducted Delhi Darbar in 1911 and announced the shifting of capital from Calcutta to Delhi. Question number 31. The Aligarh movement was initiated by Syed Ahmed Khan. Option A is the correct answer. Sir Syed Ahmed Khan launched Aligarh movement to promote modern education among Muslims. Question number 32. The slogan "Do or Die" was given by Gandhi during Quit India movement. Option D is the correct answer. Gandhi gave the slogan "Do or Die" in his Quit India speech on 8th August 1942. The Rowlatt Act was passed in the year 1919. The Rowlatt Act of 1919 allowed detention of political activists without any trial, sparking nationwide. For this, there was a nationwide protest. Okay. Question number 34. Who was the last Governor General of Independent India? Last Governor General of Independent was C. Rajgopal Acharya. Option B is the correct answer. Rajgopal Acharya was the last Governor General of Independent India, serving until India became Republic in 1950. Question number 35. The first woman president of Indian National Congress. Who is the first woman president of Indian National Congress? Annie Besant. Option A is the correct answer. Annie Besant became the first woman president of INC in 1917 at Kolkata session. Okay, here we completed this part. Now we'll begin Odisha history. Okay. Question number 1. The Kalinga War took place in the year 261 BCE. Option A is the correct answer. The Kalinga War was fought in 261 BCE between the Mayuran Emperor Ashoka and the state of Kalinga, present-day Odisha. The massive bloodshed changed Ashoka's path toward Buddhism. Okay. Question number 2. The capital of Kharvela's kingdom was Shishupalgarh. The capital of Kharvela kingdom was Shishupalgarh. Shishupalgarh were Shishupalgarh near Bhubaneswar was the capital of Kharvela, the great Jain ruler of ancient Kalinga. Kharvela was a great Jain ruler. Okay. The famous inscription gives a detailed account of Kharvela reign. Okay, where do we get information about Kharvelas? From Hathigumpha inscription. The Hathigumpha inscription carved in Udaygiri caves provide a valuable details about Kharvela's life and achievement. Okay. Question number 4. The Utkala kingdom was prominently mentioned in which text? The Utkala kingdom was prominently mentioned in which text? That is in Mahabharata. Option C is the correct answer. The Mahabharata mentioned Utkala as one of the prominent kingdom of ancient India. The famous Lingaraj temple was built during the reign of which dynasty? Which dynasty? That is on Somavamshi dynasty. Option C is the correct answer. The Lingaraj temple in Bhubaneswar was built by Somavamshi ruler in the 11th century CE. Okay. Question number 6. Who was the most prominent ruler of Eastern Ganga dynasty? Who was the most prominent ruler of Eastern Ganga dynasty? Prominent ruler was Narsimha Deva I was the most prominent ruler. Narsimha Deva I built the famous Konark Sun temple and was one of the greatest ruler of Eastern Ganga dynasty. Question number 7. The Konark Sun temple constructed in which century? Konark Sun temple is constructed in 13th century. The temple was constructed in the year 13th century by King Narsimha Deva I. The temple was constructed in the 13th century by Narsimha Deva I. Okay. Now question number 8. Who was the first Odia to become a martyr in the freedom struggle of 1857? That is Jairaj Guru. Jairaj Guru was hanged by the British in 1806. Okay. Now question number 9. The Paika rebellion took place in the year 1817. Paika rebellion 1817. The Paika rebellion led by Bakshi Jagabandhu in 1817. Paika rebellion led by Bakshi Jagabandhu in 1817 was a major armed resistance against the British rule in Odisha. Okay. Question number 10. Who led the Paika rebellion? Just now I said Bakshi Jagabandhu. Bakshi Jagabandhu led the Paika rebellion against the British in Khordha. Coming to question number 11. The British annexed Odisha during the reign of which Governor General? The British annexed, important question, British annexed Odisha during reign of which Governor General? During Lord Wellesley. Option B is the correct answer. Odisha was annexed by the British in the year 1803 during the tenure of Lord Wellesley. Okay. The capital of Odisha was shifted from Cuttack to Bhubaneswar in the year 1950. Capital of Odisha was shifted from Cuttack to Bhubaneswar in the year 1950. Bhubaneswar became the capital of Odisha on April 13, 1950, replacing Cuttack. Okay. Question number 13. The first Odia novel Padma Mali was written by option A Fakir Mohan Senapati. Fakir Mohan Senapati, considered the father of modern Odia literature, who wrote Padma Mali in 1891. Odisha became separate provinces in the year 1936. Option B is the correct answer. Odisha was carved out a separate province on April 1st. Okay, 1936 on a linguistic basis, the first such state in India. Okay. Question number 15. Who was the first chief minister of Odisha? Who was the first chief minister? Option D. Krishna Chandra Gajapati was the first chief minister of Odisha. Krishna Chandra Gajapati was the first CM of Odisha, serving briefly in 1937 under the Government of Act 1935. So we complete the history section. Now we are coming to polity section. So question number 1. Which part of the Indian Constitution deals with the DPSP or Directive Principle of the State Policy? So, which part? Part 4. That is option C. Part 4, Article 36 to 51. Okay, deals with the DPSP, which are non-justiciable. Okay, non-justiciable guideline for state policy. Okay, then question number 2, the concept of fundamental right in the Indian Constitution is borrowed from USA. The fundamental rights are inspired by the American Bill of Rights. This is important. The fundamental rights are inspired by the American Bill of Rights. Question number 3, which article of the Constitution provides for the abolition of untouchability? Which article? Article 17, that is option D. Option D, Article 17 abolish untouchability and declares its practice is punishable by law. Question number 4, the President of India is option C, elected member of Parliament and State Legislative Assembly. The President is elected by Electoral College consisting of elected MP and MLA using proportional representation. Okay, question number 5. Which constitutional amendment lowered the voting age from 21 to 18? Amendment 61, 61st Amendment. Option D is the correct answer. 61st Amendment, 61st Constitutional Amendment in 1988 reduced the voting age to 18 years. Okay. Question number 6. Who appoints the Chief Election Commission of India? That is, the Chief Election Commissioner appointed by President of India. The President appoints the Chief Election Commissioner under Article 324. This thing should be remembered. Okay, the president appoints the Chief Election Commissioner under the Article 324. Question number 7. Which article provides the suspension of fundamental right during emergency? Which article? Article 359. Okay, Article 359 allow the president to suspend enforcement of fundamental right during national emergency. But remember, Article 20 and 21 never be suspended. Okay, never be suspended. Okay, Article 20 and 21. So, question number 8. What is the minimum age for becoming Prime Minister of India? That is 25 years. A person must be at least 25 years of old to a member of Lok Sabha. Is prerequisite to become a PM, to become Prime Minister. Okay. Question number 9. Which of the following bodies is not a constitutional body? Election Commission? No, Election Commission is a constitutional body. Finance Commission? No, Finance Commission is also a constitutional body. Planning Commission? Yes, Planning Commission is a non-constitutional body. UPSC is also a constitutional body. Planning Commission was an executive body, that is non-constitutional body. It has now been replaced by Niti Aayog. Okay. Question number 10. In India, the concept of secularism means, what is the concept of secularism? That is, state is neutral in religious matter. Indian secularism means equal respect for all religion and state neutrality. Question number 11. Which article of the Constitution empower the Parliament to make law on a state list during emergency? Which article? Which article of the Constitution empower the Parliament to make law on a state list during emergency? Option B, that is Article 250. Article 250. Okay. During national emergency, Parliament can legislate on a state list who was the chairman of the drafting committee of Indian Constitution? Who was the chairman? Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was the chairman of drafting committee of the Constitution. Question number 13. Which of the following is justiciable in nature? Directive No, it is non-justiciable. Fundamental duties. No, it is non-justiciable. Fundamental rights. Yes, it is justiciable. Fundamental rights. Yes, enforceable by both. So it is justiciable. But DPSP fundamental duties are non-justiciable. Question number 14. Which schedule of the Constitution contains provision for disqualification under the anti-defection law? That is 10th schedule. Option B is the correct answer. The 10th schedule was added by 52 amendment, 57th amendment or 52 amendment that contains the anti-defection law. What is the maximum strength of Lok Sabha as per Article 21? The maximum strength of Lok Sabha as per Article 21 is 552. So here Article 81 provides that maximum strength of Lok Sabha is 552. 30 from states, 30 from states, 20 from UT, and 2 nominated. Two nominated, okay? But 2 nominated from another Indian country. But these 2 nominated are now abolished. Okay? Now, question number 16. Who can initiate impeachment in proceeding against the president in India? Who initiates? Both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha can initiate. So the answer will be either the house of the parliament. Impeachment can be initiated in either house of parliament and must be passed by two-thirds of the majority in both the house. Question number 17. Which of the following is not a fundamental duty under Article 51A? Which of the following is not a fundamental duty? To safeguard public property? Yes, it is a fundamental duty. To offer the protect our duty? This is also a fundamental duty. To vote in election is not a fundamental duty. To develop a scientific culture is a fundamental duty. So in question here it is not a fundamental duty. So the correct answer will be option C. Voting is a legal right, not a fundamental duty or a fundamental right. Okay. Now question number 18. Which article deals with the special status of Kashmir before abrogation? Which article? Article 370. Article 370 granted a special autonomous status to Jammu and Kashmir. It was effectively abrogated on August 5, 2019. Okay. Now, question 19. The term union of state for India mentioned in Article 1. Union of state is mentioned in Article 1. Okay. Option A is the correct answer. Article 1 of the Constitution declares that the India is a union of state. Now, union of state. Now, question number 20. The Interstate Council was established under which article? Interstate Council was established under Article 263. Article 263. Option A is the correct answer. Option A is the correct answer. Article 263 provides for interstate council to promote coordination between state and center. Okay. Now question number 21. What is the minimum number of judges required to decide a case involving a constitutional interpretation in the Supreme Court? What is the minimum number of judges required to decide a case involving in constitutional interpretation in Supreme Court? That is option B, that is 5. As per Article 45 Clause 3, at least 5 judge bench is required for the case involving constitutional interpretation. Okay. Now question number 22. Which amendment introduced Panchayati Raj institution in the Constitution? Which amendment? 73rd Amendment, Constitutional Amendment Act introduced Panchayati Raj institution and add part 9 and 11 schedule to the Constitution. Added part 9 and 11 schedule. Okay, this is to be remembered. Sorry. Question number 23. Which of the following is not included in the basic structure of the constitution as per Supreme Court. Basic structure as per Supreme Court. Which of the following not included? Judicial review, yes, it is included. Parliamentary sovereignty, no, it is not included. Rule of law included. Free and fair included. So which is not included? So sovereignty is not included. The option B is the correct answer. Parliamentary sovereignty is a UK concept. Okay, India follow constitutional supremacy, which is a part of a basic structure doctrine. Okay, question number 24. Which of the following body has the power to recommend the distribution of tax between center and state? Which body? That is Finance Commission. Option B is the correct answer. The Finance Commission, which is given in Article 280, recommend the division of taxes, central taxes between union and state. Okay. Then question number 25. The residuary power of legislation under Indian Constitution are vested in. The residuary power of legislation under Indian Constitution is vested in Parliament. Okay. Article 248 vests residuary power subject not in any list. Okay. That residuary power subject not in a state list or a central list with the Parliament. The Article 248 vested residuary power on with the Parliament, subject which is not in either in state list or in union list. Okay. Question number 26. Which house of the Parliament has more powerful in case of money bill? Which house? That is Lok Sabha. Money bill can be introduced in Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha can only make recommendation. Okay. Next, question 27. Under which article can President declare financial emergency? Article 360. Option C. Article 360 empower the President to declare financial emergency, though it has never been invoked so far. Okay. Now question number 28. Question number 28. Question number 28. Which of the following is not true regarding the Vice President? What is not true regarding Vice President? He is elected both House of the Parliament. Yes. He can act as a president in absence of the letter. Yes. He is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. Yes. His term is 6 years. No, 5 years. So D is the which is not true. Not true. Here it is not true regarding the Vice President. So D is not true. That is his term is 5 years, not 6 years. The Vice President term is 5 years, not 6. Question number 29. Which writ is issued to higher court to lower court to prevent it from exceeding its jurisdiction? Option C, that is prohibition. Prohibition, option C. Writ of prohibition is issued to lower court to higher court. Lower court to higher court to issued writ prohibition issued to lower court to stop its jurisdiction proceeding to excess of its jurisdiction. Okay. The 9th schedule of the Constitution added by which amendment? 9th schedule added by First Amendment. Option A is the correct answer. The First Amendment 1951 added the 9th schedule to protect land reform and other law from judicial review. Now question number 31. Which of the following statement about preamble is correct? Is correct. It is not a part of Constitution. False. It has no legal. False. It is enforceable. False. It is a part of a Constitution and can be used for yes, it is true. Option D is the correct answer. Look here. In Keshavanandi Bharti case 1973, the Supreme Court held that the preamble is a part of a constitution and can be used to interpret ambiguous provision, though it is not enforceable by itself. Okay. Now, next question, question 32. How many type of emergency mentioned in Indian Constitution? There are 3 type of emergency. National emergency, which mentioned in Article 352, President Rule in Article 356, and Financial President Rule 356, and Financial Emergency Article 360. Okay. Now coming to question number 33, who preside over the joint sitting both the house of the parliament? The answer is Speaker of Lok Sabha. Option B is the correct answer. Speaker of Lok Sabha preside over a joint sitting under Article 108. Okay. The term secular was added to the preamble by which amendment? The term secular added by 42nd Amendment. The 42nd Amendment, also called a mini constitution. Okay. Mini constitution. Okay. Mini constitution. 42nd Amendment. Sorry. Added the term socialist and secular to the preamble. Question number 35. Which of the following article cannot be suspended during national emergency? Which of the following article cannot be suspended? Article 20 and 21 cannot be suspended during national emergency. As per Article 359, Article 20 and 21 cannot be suspended even during the emergency. Okay. Question number 36. The Council of Ministers hold office during the pleasure of hold office during the pleasure of President. Under Article 75, Clause 2, Minister hold office at the pleasure of President, but in practice this means the confidence of the Lok Sabha. Okay. Question number 37. Who decide whether a bill is money bill or not? Who decide? Speaker of Lok Sabha. Option C is the correct answer. Under Article 110 Clause 3, the Speaker of Lok Sabha has the final authority to decide whether a bill is money bill or ordinary bill. Question number 38. The writ of habeas corpus is issued to prevent illegal detention. Okay, habeas corpus to prevent illegal detention. Habeas corpus is issued to an individual from unlawful detention by ensuring a detained person is brought before the court. Habeas corpus is to protect an individual from unlawful detention. Question number 39. Which schedule of the Constitution contains the 10th schedule, that is anti-defection law, that is 52nd, added by 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. The 10th schedule was added by 52nd Constitutional Amendment. The 10th schedule was added by 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1985 to address the defection among MP and MLA. Which of the following is outside the preview of RTI? Which of the following is outside the preview of RTI? That is cabinet decision, no. File noting, no. Intelligence and security, yes, this is the correct. Option C is the correct answer. Certain intelligence of security organization like RAW and IB are exempted under section 24 of the RTI Act 2005. So the polity section is complete. Now we'll come to Indian geography. Okay, so question number 1. Which of the following river does not originate in the Western Ghat? Which of the following river does not originate in Western Ghat? Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Yamuna. The correct answer is Yamuna. Yamuna originates from Yamunotri Glacier in the Himalaya, not from the Western Ghat. The Tropic of Cancer passes through 8 Indian, option C, 8 Indian states. It passes through 8 states, that is Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura and Mizoram. Okay. Question number 3. The correct sequence of the Himalaya range from south to north, that is Shivalik, Himachal, Himadri. Shivalik, Himachal, Himadri. Option B. From south to north, the ranges are Shivalik. Himachal, that is middle Himalaya, and Himadri, the greater Himalaya. Now question number 4. The largest saltwater lake in India is Chilika Lake. Option A is the correct answer. Chilika Lake in Odisha is the largest brackish water lake in India. Now question number 5. The peninsular plateau of India is made of igneous and metamorphic rock. Option B is the correct answer. It composed of mainly igneous and metamorphic rock making it geologically stable and ancient. Now, question number 6. The term Dwab refers to land between two rivers. The term Dwab refers to land between two rivers. Option B is the correct answer. Dwab is a Persian word meaning the meaning land between two rivers. Example, Ganga, Yamuna, Dwab. Okay. Question number 7. Which of the following is the youngest mountain range in India? Himalaya is the youngest mountain range in India. The Himalaya are the youngest fold mountain range formed during Tertiary period. Himalaya formed during Tertiary period. Which river known as Dakshin Ganga? Dakshin Ganga or a Ganga of the south, that is Godavari. Option D. The Godavari is called the Dakshin Ganga due to its size and extensive drainage basin in the south. Question number 9. Which of the following soil types is most suitable for cotton cultivation? That is, black soil is most suitable for cotton cultivation. Black soil, or it is also called a regur soil. It retains moisture and rich in calcium and magnesium. Okay. Question number 10. Which is the largest physiographic division of India? Largest physiographic division, that is Peninsular Plateau. Peninsular Plateau cover the largest area among the physical division of India. Peninsular Plateau cover the largest area among the all physical division of India. Which Indian state receive highest annual rainfall? Meghalaya receive highest annual rainfall. Option B is the correct answer. Meghalaya, especially the area around the Maheshwaram and Cherrapunji, receive record-breaking annual rainfall, making it wettest region in India. Which of the following is considered, question number 12, which of the following is considered the highest major city in India by altitude? That is option B, Leh. Leh, located in Ladakh, stand at an altitude of approximately 3,500 kilometer. 3,500 meter. 3,500 meter above sea level, making it one of the highest major urban city in India. Okay. Now, question number 13. Which state in India has the longest coastline? Option A, Gujarat. Gujarat boasts longest coastline among Indian states, stretching over 1600 kilometers. 1600 kilometer along the Arabian Sea. Okay. Now, next question number 14. Which port is India famous for? Gateway of India, that is Mumbai port. Option C, Mumbai's historic gateway of India, also well-known monument built during the British era, symbolizing the city role as key port. Question number 15. The Thar Desert. The Thar Desert predominantly located in which Indian state? The Thar Desert predominantly located in Rajasthan. Okay. The Thar Desert, characterized by its arid condition and vast stretches of land dunes, is primarily situated in Rajasthan. Okay. Question number 16. Which river is notorious for causing annual flood in Assam? Which is option C, that is Brahmaputra. Which river is notorious for causing annual flood in Assam? That is Brahmaputra. The Brahmaputra river, with its massive volume of water, causes recurrent flood in Assam during monsoon season. Okay. Question number 17. Which Himalayan mountain passes popularly known as Gateway of Ladakh? Which Himalayan mountain is popularly known as Gateway of Ladakh? That is Khardungla Pass. Khardungla, one of the highest motorable pass in the world, is traditionally regarded as the gateway of Leh Ladakh region. Okay. Now, question number 19. Which lake in Jammu and Kashmir famous for its iconic houseboat? That is option B, Dal Lake. Dal Lake in Srinagar, renowned for its picturesque houseboat and shikaras. making it major tourist attraction. Okay, now question number 19. The Sundarban mangrove forest located in which two country? India and Bangladesh. Option B is the correct answer. The Sundarban span the delta region of Ganges, Brahmaputra and Meghna river and are shared between India and Bangladesh. Okay, question number 20. Which river is a major tributary of Ganga, helps to form a natural boundary between India and Bangladesh? Which river is a major tributary of Ganga, helps from a natural boundary between India and Bangladesh? That is river Padma. Option D is the correct answer. The Padma is the main distributary of the Ganga in Bangladesh, play a significant role in demarcating part of India-Bangladesh boundary. Okay. Next, question number 21. Which of the following river flow westward and form a estuary? Which river? That is river Narmada. Narmada flow westward into the Arabian Sea and forms an estuary, unlike the delta forming river on the east coast. Okay. So now question number 22. Which Indian state is the largest producer of iron ore? Which Indian state is the largest producer of iron ore? That is Odisha. Option A is the correct answer. Odisha has the vast reserve of iron ore, especially in Keonjhar and Sundargarh district, making it top producer. Okay. Now question number 23. The Patkai Hills form a boundary between India and which country? The Patkai Hill forms a boundary between India and Myanmar. Option D is the correct answer. The Patkai Hill lie along the Indian-Myanmar border, are a part of Eastern Himalayan range. Now question number 24. Which of the following is correctly matched? Jaskar, Eastern Ghat, no, it is fault. Aravalli, the old fold mountain, yes, correct. Nilgiri, Himalaya, no. Satpura, question, no. So the Aravalli range is among the oldest old fold mountain in the world. Question number 25. Which region is famous for karst topography in India? Which region? Karst topography, Shillong Plateau. Shillong Plateau. Option B is the correct answer. The limestone rich Shillong Plateau in Meghalaya feature caves, sinkhole and other features typical of karst topography. Which crop require alluvial soil and high water availability? That is rice. Option B is the correct. Rice is a water intensive crop that grow best in the alluvial soil and found in a region like the Indo-Gangetic plain. Okay. Now question number 27. In India, which soil type cover the largest area? That is alluvial soil. Alluvial soil found mostly in the northern plain cover a large area in India. Question number 28. Lakshadweep Island are made up of coral atolls. Option B is the correct answer. The Lakshadweep Island are a coral atoll formed from reef building organism. Question 29. The Kaveri water dispute is primarily between which two states? This Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Option C is the correct answer. The dispute is primarily between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka over sharing of Kaveri river water. Okay. Question number 30. Last question from Indian geography. Which among the following is Trans-Himalaya river? Trans-Himalaya river is river Satluj. The Satluj river originates in Tibet and flow through the Himalaya into India, making it Trans-Himalayan river. Okay, now we'll start the next another segment, that is Odisha geography. Which of the following river is not flowing through Odisha? Okay, which of the following river not flowing through Odisha? Mahanadi flowing through Odisha. Brahmani. Which of the following river not flowing Odisha? Subarnarekha, Odisha. Godavari not in Odisha. The Godavari flow through Maharashtra, Telangana. So option D is the correct answer. The Godavari flow through Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, but not through Odisha. The Mahanadi, Brahmani and Subarnarekha flow through Odisha. Okay. Chilika Lake is connected to which sea? Chilika is connected to Bay of Bengal. Option B is the correct answer. Chilika Lake, Asia's largest brackish water lagoon, is connected to the Bay of Bengal via narrow mouth near Satpura. Question 3. Which plateau is known as mineral belt of Odisha? D. Keonjhar Plateau. Option D. Keonjhar Plateau is known as mineral belt of Odisha. Keonjhar Plateau is rich in iron ore, manganese and other mineral, hence called the mineral belt of Odisha. Question number 4. The highest peak of Odisha. Deomali is the highest peak of Odisha. Deomali in Koraput district is the highest peak in Odisha, standing at 1672 meters. Okay, which type of forest is predominant in Odisha? Odisha is predominant in Odisha. Tropical dry deciduous forest is predominantly found. Odisha's tropical dry deciduous forest, especially in western and central Odisha. Which river flow through the Hirakud Dam? That is river Mahanadi flow through the Hirakud Dam. Hirakud Dam, one of the longest dam in the world, it built across the river Mahanadi, near Sambalpur. Okay, now question 7. Which of the following coastal district is known for mango cultivation in Odisha? Coastal, that is option B, Ganjam. Ganjam district is known for its mango orchard, particularly the Sharhi and Langra varieties. Which of the following river forms delta in Odisha? Which river? Mahanadi form in the Mahanadi. Option A is the correct answer. The Mahanadi forms a large fertile delta before entering the Bay of Bengal, supporting agriculture and dense population. Sorry. Question number 9. The Similipal Biosphere Reserve is located in which physiographic region? Similipal Biosphere Reserve located in Chota Nagpur Plateau. Similipal lies in Mayurbhanj district, part of a Chota Nagpur Plateau, okay, and is known for tiger, elephant, and sal forest. Question number 10. Which of this river originate outside Odisha? Mahanadi, yes, Mahanadi outside Odisha. Rishigula inside Odisha. Baitarani inside Odisha. Subarnarekha outside Odisha. Okay, then A and B will be the answer. A out D, A plus D. Subarnarekha and Mahanadi originate outside Odisha and enter into Odisha. Okay, answer is A and D. Okay, Subarnarekha and Mahanadi. The Rushikula river drain into the sea near which town? Which town? B. Gopalpur town. Option B is the correct answer. The Rushikula river meet Bay of Bengal near Gopalpur, Ganjam district. Okay. Number 12. Which mineral is most abundantly found in Sundargarh district of Odisha? Which mineral is found most abundantly in Sundargarh district of Odisha? That is option B, coal. Sundargarh has significant coal deposit and a major contributor to Odisha's coal production. Question number 13. The Satkoshia Gorge is found by which river? Satkoshia is found by river Mahanadi. Option A is the correct answer. The Satkoshia Gorge, known for its scenic beauty, wildlife, is found by Mahanadi river cutting through the Eastern Ghat. Question number 14. Which of the following tribal dominated district of Odisha? Koraput is the tribal dominated district. Koraput has the high percentage of tribal population, including tribe like Poroja, Gadava and Bonda. Okay, option C is the correct answer. Koraput. The coastline of Odisha is approximately 480 km. In some book it is written 450 also. Okay. Odisha has a coastline about 480 km stretching from Baleshwar to Ganjam. Question number 16. The Malkangiri district border which of the following state? That is option C, Andhra Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Option C is the correct answer. Sorry. The Anasuba Lake, a freshwater lake, is located near which river? Option C, river Mahanadi. Anusupa, a horseshoe-shaped freshwater lake near Mahanadi river in Cuttack district. Okay, the district of Dhenkanal The district of Dhenkanal is known for which forest region? The district of Dhenkanal is known for which forest region? Option A, Satkoshia forest region. Satkoshia wildlife, option A is the correct answer. Satkoshia wildlife sanctuary is in Angul and Dhenkanal district famous for Georges, elephant and crocodiles. Which irrigation project is associated with Indravati river in Odisha? Which irrigation project associated with Indravati river in Odisha? Option D, Indravati project. The Indravati multipurpose project is built on the Indravati river and provides irrigation and electric power. Question number 20. The UNESCO World Heritage Site in Odisha is the option C, Sun Temple of Konark. The Sun Temple at Konark is the only UNESCO World Heritage Site in Odisha known for architectural brilliance. Now we'll discuss now the next segment, that is Indian economy. Okay. Indian economy. Sorry. Question number 1. Which body releases consumer price index in India? Which body? That is National Statistical Office, NSO. Then the correct answer will be option C is the correct answer. Under the Ministry of Statistics release CPI, which measure the retail inflation. Okay. What does repo rate refer to in a monetary policy? What is repo rate? Option B is the correct answer. Interest rate at which RBI lent to commercial bank. RBI will give money to bank. That is repo rate. Okay. Repo rate is the rate at which RBI lends short-term fund to commercial bank against securities. The term stagflation refer to a situation where growth is low but inflation is high. Option C is the correct answer. Growth is low, stagflation means growth is low and inflation is high. Okay. Question number 4. The concept of poverty line in India first introduced by Dandekar and Rath. Option A is the correct answer. Economist Dandekar and Rath introduced the concept of poverty line in the Indian context in 1970. Question number 5. Which 5-year plan give priority to growth with social justice? Which 5-year plan gave priority to growth with social justice? Answer, fifth 5-year plan. Option B is the correct answer. The fifth 5-year plan focused on removal of poverty and growth with justice. Question 6. The goods and service tax is levied by both center and state. GST is a dual tax levied by both state and the center simultaneously on same transaction. What does the term fiscal deficit refer to? Fiscal deficit refer to total expenditure minus total revenue excluding borrowing. Option A is the correct answer. Fiscal deficit equal to total expenditure minus total receipt excluding borrowing. Okay. Again, what happened? Wait for a minute. That is question number 7. I think question might have deleted from here. Okay, let's see. What is disinvestment? Then question number 13. What is disinvestment? Question number one page is disappeared. What is disinvested? Disinvestment means reduction of sorry inconvenience. Let me see what happened. So just wait, I will solve it. Oh, oh. Just wait. Okay, I think it is fixed. Okay, final. Fixed. So sorry for the inconvenience. So question number 8, we have seen the question number 7. Now question number 8, which of the following is not included in the calculation of GDP at mark price? Which of the following is not included in the calculation of GDP at mark price? Option D is the correct answer. Transfer of payment. Transfer of payment like pension subsidies are not included in the GDP as they are non-productive in transaction. Question number 9. The term inclusive growth in Indian policy context refers to growth with the equal opportunity and poverty reduction. Growth with equal opportunity and poverty reduction. Option C is the correct answer. Inclusive growth means economic growth that ensure broad participation and equitable distribution of benefit. Next, question number 10. The index of industrial production measure what? Growth of manufacturing and mining and electricity. Growth of manufacturing, mining and electricity. Option B is the correct answer. IIP measure the performance of core industrial sector. Core industrial sector what? Mining, manufacturing and electricity. The monetary policy committee in India composed of how many members? The monetary policy consists of 6 members. Option B is the correct answer. MPC consists of 6 members, 3 from RBI and 3 nominated by the government of India. It decide on the repo rate. Okay. Which of the following is considered as a direct tax? Which of the following is considered as direct tax? That is option D, corporate tax. Corporate tax is a direct tax levied on the profit of companies. Other are indirect tax. What is disinvestment means? Disinvestment means reduction of government stake in public sector enterprises. Disinvestment means reduction of government stake in public sector enterprises. Option B is the correct answer. Disinvestment refers to the process where the government sells its equity in public sector undertaking either partially or fully. Question number 14. Make in India initiative was launched to boost manufacturing and attract investment. Option C is the correct answer. Boost manufacturing and attract investment. Option C is the correct answer. Make in India launched in 2014. Make in India aims to boost domestic manufacturing and attract foreign investment. Question number 15. The largest contributor of GDP, the largest contributor of Indian GDP is service sector. Okay. The service sector contribute the largest share, it is around 50 to 55% to India's GDP, especially in IT, finance and telecom sector. Okay. Question number 16. Bank rate is defined as rate at which RBI, option B is the correct, rate at which RBI lends long term fund to banks. Okay. Repo rate is short term fund. Repo rate is a short term fund, and bank rate is long term. Okay, bank rate is long term. Bank rate is the rate at which RBI lends to bank without any collateral for long term purpose. Question number 17. The balance of payment, that is BOP, include which of the following? BOP include all the economic transaction with rest of the world. BOP include all the economic transaction with rest of the world. BOP include all the transaction with rest of the world. Okay. Question number 18. Which of the following is an example of capital received in the union budget? What is capital received in union budget? It is borrowing. Borrowing that is like issuing bond, loan or capital received, as they create liability. Capital received shows the liability or a reduce an asset. Question number 19. The Niti Aayog replace which of the following institution? Niti Aayog replace option B, Planning Commission. The Planning Commission was replaced by Niti Aayog in 2015 to promote cooperative federalism and policy think tank function. The term twin deficit in Indian economy refer to, what is twin deficit? Fiscal deficit and current account deficit is called twin deficit. Fiscal deficit and current account deficit is called as twin deficit. Option A is the correct answer. Twin deficit refer to fiscal deficit and current deficit refers current deficit occur simultaneously. The base year for calculating GDP at constant price is India. The base year of 2011, 2012 is the base year for calculating GDP at constant price. Okay. The RBI inflation targeted aims to keep inflation within 4% plus or minus 2%. That is, inflation should be remain between 2% and 6%. Question number 23. Which of the following indices is used to measure wholesale inflation? Which of the following indices is used to measure wholesale inflation in India? Option C, wholesale price index. Wholesale price index. The wholesale price index tracks change in price of goods and sold and traded in bulk. The term crowding out in economic context refers to, crowding out means government borrowing, reducing fund available to private sector. Government borrowing, reducing fund available to private sector is crowding out. Crowding out occur when a government borrowing lead to reduce private sector borrowing due to higher interest rate. It's called crowding out. Capital account convertibility. Capital account convertibility means refers to free conversion of capital for investment and borrowing across border. Option B is the correct answer. Free conversion of capital for investment and borrowing across border. Option B is the correct answer. MSP announced by Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs. MSP announced by Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs. MSP is announced by Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs based on a recommendation from Commission for Agriculture Cost and Price. Okay. The pink revolution in India refers to increase in poultry and meat production. Okay, pink revolution refers to growth of meat and poultry industry, particularly in the context of processed meat. Which of the following, question number 28, which of the following best describe primary deficit? Best describe primary deficit is fiscal deficit. Option B, fiscal deficit minus interest payment. Primary deficit equal to fiscal deficit minus interest payment. Option B is the correct answer. Uday scheme is related to, option C, financial turnaround of power distribution company. The UDAY, that is Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana, is aimed at reviewing debt-ridden electricity distribution company. Okay, which of the following is not a component of Human Development Index? Which of the following is not a component of Human Development Index? Employment rate is a not a component of Human Development Index. Human Development Index based on a three indicator. One is life expectancy, second is education, third is per capita income. Employment rate is not included. Now we'll come to another topic, that is science and technology. Which of the following element is most abundant in earth crust? That is oxygen. Oxygen is the most abundant element in the earth crust, about 46.6%, followed by silicon. Okay, what is the main purpose of CRISPR-Cas9 technology? For gene editing. Option B is the correct gene editing tool to modify specific part of DNA sequence. Which of the following of the human brain responsible for maintaining balance and posture? That is cerebellum. Option B is the correct answer. The cerebellum coordinate voluntary movement and maintain balance and posture. Question number 4. Which of the following is primarily, which gas is primarily responsible for greenhouse effect? Nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide. That is carbon dioxide is the correct answer. Carbon dioxide is one of the most significant greenhouse gas contributing to global warming. Next, which vitamin synthesized in human skin on exposure to sunlight? That is vitamin D. Vitamin D is synthesized in the skin in the presence of UV rays from sunlight. The speed of light in a vacuum is, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8. Option 3 kilometer per second, that is 3 into 10 to the meter per second, and 3 lakh kilometer per second. Light travel in vacuum about 3 lakh kilometer per second, or 3 into 10 to the power meter per second. Which of the following disease not caused by virus? Polio caused by virus, polio caused by virus, TB caused by bacteria, influenza virus, dengue virus. Which of the following not caused by virus? So TB is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. TB is caused by bacteria called Mycobacterium tuberculosis, the other viral disease. In the periodic table, the elements similar chemical property fall in the same group. Okay, elements in the same group, that is in vertical column, sharing similar chemical property due to similar valence of electron configuration. Question number 9. Which of the following is not a renewable source of energy? Which of the following is not a renewable source of energy? Option C, that is natural gas, is not a renewable source of energy. Question 10. Which organelle is known for powerhouse of the cell? That is mitochondria. Option B is the correct answer. Mitochondria generate ATP through respiration, hence it is called powerhouse of the cell. Question number 11. What is the function of insulin in human body? What is the function of insulin in human body? Option C, regulate the blood sugar. Insulin is secreted by pancreas. Insulin is secreted by pancreas, helps to regulate body blood glucose level by facilitating cellular uptake. Question number 12. Which of the following electromagnetic wave has the shortest wavelength? That is gamma ray has shortest wavelength and highest energy. Gamma ray have the shortest wavelength and highest energy in the electromagnetic spectrum. Which is the most abundant gas in earth atmosphere? Nitrogen is the most abundant gas in atmosphere, that is 78%. Okay, what is the main source of energy in the sun? Nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion is the main source of energy in the sun. The sun energy comes from nuclear fusion, where hydrogen and nuclei fuses to form helium. Okay. Which Indian satellite use weather forecasting and cyclone detection? That is INSAT 3D. Satellite INSAT 3D is a meteorological satellite used for weather forecasting and tracking cyclone. What is biotechnology? Biotechnology use a biological system for industrial process. Option B is the correct answer. Biotechnology involves use of biological organism or system in industry and other application, that is genetic engineering. Biotechnology involves use of biological organism or system in industry and other application. Okay. Question number 17. DNA fingerprinting is used for. DNA fingerprinting used for crime investigation and paternity testing. DNA fingerprint help in identifying individuals, especially in forensic science and paternity case. The first Indian satellite launched into space was Aryabhat. Aryabhat was the first Indian satellite launched in 1975 by Soviet Union. Indian satellite Aryabhat launched by Soviet Union. Which part of the human body produce red blood cell? Red blood cell produced by bone marrow. Bone marrow is the primary site of red blood cell production in adults. Okay. Question number 20. Which of the following is a biodegradable polymer? Question number C. That is polylactic acid is a biodegradable polymer. Polylactic acid, that is PLA, is a biodegradable polymer derived from renewable resources like corn starch. Okay. Now we completed the science and tech segment. Now we'll come to environment and ecology. This is the last segment. Question number 1. The term biodiversity hotspot. Okay, the term biodiversity hotspot refers to the area that are rich in species diversity and under threat. Option B is the correct answer. Biodiversity hotspot are region with the species richness and high level of threat due to human activity. India has 4 such hotspots. The Montreal Protocol related to the ozone layer protection. The Montreal Protocol 1997 aims to phase out the ozone depleting substance like chlorofluorocarbon, that is CFC. Question number 3. Which of the following is a primary greenhouse gas? Ozone, methane, argon or sulfur dioxide. So methane is the primary greenhouse gas. Methane, that is CH4, is a potent greenhouse gas contributing to global warming along carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide, nitrogen oxide. Okay. Question number 4. Which Indian river is most affected by industrial pollution? C. Ganga is most affected by industrial pollution. Okay, the Ganga river is highly polluted due to sewage, industrial waste and religious practices. The Green Tribunal NGT was established to deal with. The Green Tribunal was established to deals with the environmental protection and legal issue. Okay, environmental protection and legal issues. The answer option B is the correct answer. The NGT 2010 is a statutory body that deals with the environmental dispute and enforcement of law. Okay. Now question number 6. Which gas is released during Bhopal gas tragedy? Which gas is released? Methyl isocyanate is released during Bhopal gas tragedy. The Bhopal disaster 1984 was caused by the release of methyl isocyanate. What? Methyl isocyanate from a pesticide plant. Question number 7. Desertification is the process of land degradation in arid and semi-arid region. Desertification refer to the degradation of land in area due to the factor like overgrazing, deforestation and climate change. So option B is the correct answer. Which of the following is an example of ex situ conservation method? Ex situ conservation method. It is botanical garden. Ex situ conservation method involve protecting species outside their natural habitat. Okay. Now question number 9. The term carbon footprint refers to what is carbon footprint? Emission of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gas by an individual or activity. Emission of carbon footprint means emission of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse by an individual or activity. Option B is the correct answer. A carbon footprint measures the total greenhouse gas emission caused by an individual, organization or event. Which of the following pair is correctly matched? Ramsar Convention, migratory bird, false. Kyoto Protocol, biodiversity, false. Katanga Protocol, biosafety, it is true. Basel Convention, false. So option C is the correct answer. The Katanga Protocol 2000 is an international treaty of biosafety regulating movement of genetically modified organism. Now question number 11. Which of the following pollutant responsible for acid rain? It is sulfur dioxide. Option B is the correct answer. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide react with water vapor to form acid rain, harming soil, water and building. Question number 12. The Chipko movement was primarily aimed at conserving forest. Chipko movement conserving forest. The Chipko movement 1973 in Uttarakhand involved villagers hugging tree to prevent deforestation. Which of the following is a keystone species in Indian forest? Option C, tiger is the keystone species. Tiger are the keystone because their presence regulates the population of herbivore, maintaining ecological balance. Question number 14. Which Indian state has highest forest cover by area? Which state? Madhya Pradesh has the highest forest cover as per Forest Survey of India. Madhya Pradesh has the largest forest cover area in India. The environmental impact assessment is mandatory for infrastructure and industrial project. EIA is formal process to predict environmental consequence of industrial or infrastructure project before approval. Which of the following gas is not a greenhouse gas? C, nitrogen oxide. Nitrogen is not a greenhouse gas. Nitrogen is inert and does not contribute to greenhouse effect. Nitrogen is inert and does not contribute to greenhouse effect, unlike methane and nitrous oxide. Which organization published the red list of threatened species? Number 17. Question number 17. Answer is IUCN. That is option B is the correct answer. The International Union for Conservation of Nature published the red list classifying species by extinction risks. The term biomagnification refers to accumulation of pollutant in organism higher up the food chain. Option C is the correct answer. Biomagnification is the increase in concentration of toxic substance like mercury or DDT at successive trophic level. Question number 19. The Project Tiger was launched in which year? Project Tiger launched in 1973. Option B is the correct answer. Project Tiger was launched in 1973 to conserve the declining population of tigers in India. Question number 20. Which of the following is the first carbon neutral village in India? That is Pali village, Jammu and Kashmir is a carbon neutral village in India. Pali village in Jammu and Kashmir was declared India's first carbon neutral village in 2022 through the use of solar energy and sustainable practices. Now miscellaneous Indian GK. Okay, this is the last, another 20 questions remaining. Thank you for the patience. Question number 1. The term republic in the Indian constitution signifies what? Absence of monarchy. A republic is a state where the head of the state is elected, not a hereditary monarch. Or India is a republic. Okay, the first general election in independent India were held in 1951-52. First general election held in 1951-52. Option C is the correct answer. India's first general election conducted between October 1951 and March 1952. Okay. Who was the first Indian to receive Nobel Prize? Rabindranath Tagore was the first Indian to receive Nobel Prize in Literature for Gitanjali. Okay. Question number 4. In which year GST is introduced in India? GST is introduced in 2017. GST was launched in 1st July 2017, subsuming multiple indirect tax into a single tax. Okay. The question number 5. The national aquatic animal of India is Ganges River dolphin. The Ganges River dolphin was declared India's national aquatic animal in 2009. Okay. In which city known as the Manchester of South India? Which city? That is Coimbatore is known as the Manchester of South India. Coimbatore known as Manchester of South India due to its large textile industry. Okay. The largest dam in India by volume and reservoir capacity is Hirakud Dam. Hirakud Dam, built on Mahanadi River in Odisha, is the longest earthen dam in the world. Question number 8. The first woman governor of India state was Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu was become the first governor of an Indian state, that is Uttar Pradesh, in 1947. In which city is associated with Golden Temple, that is Amritsar? The Golden Temple, that is Harmandir Sahib, the holiest site of Sikhism, is located in Amritsar, Punjab. Question number 10. Which Indian classical dance originated in Odisha? That is Odissi. Option C. Odissi is the oldest classical dance form of India, originating from Odisha. Who was the first Indian to go to space? That is Rakesh Sharma. Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma was the first Indian in space, flying aboard Soviet spacecraft at Soyuz T11 in 1984. Okay. Which Indian state has the largest number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites? Maharashtra has the largest number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Maharashtra has 5 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including Ajanta Ellora, Elephant Cave, Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, Victorian Gothic building. Okay. So Maharashtra has the largest number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Question number 13. The first Indian Institute of Technology was established at Kharagpur. Option B is the correct answer. IIT Kharagpur, established in 1951, was the first IIT in India. The national motto of Satyameva Jayate is taken from Mukunda Upanishad. That is option B. Satyameva Jayate, meaning truth alone triumphs, is from Mukunda Upanishad. Question number 15. Which city hosted the first Asian Games in independent India? That is Delhi. Option B is the correct answer. The first Asian Games were held in New Delhi in 1951. Question 16. The first Indian ruler to win Olympic medal. The first Indian ruler to win Olympic medal is Karnam Malleshwari. Karnam Malleshwari won first Olympic medal. First woman to win a Olympic medal. Karnam Malleshwari won a bronze medal in weightlifting at 2000 Sydney Olympic, becoming the first Indian woman to win an Olympic medal. Amrit Bharat Station Scheme, launched by Indian Railway. Amrit Bharat Station Scheme Indian Railway is aimed at modernization of railway station. Option B is the correct answer. The Amrit Bharat Station focus of revamping over 1000 railway stations with modern passenger amenities and infrastructure. Question number 18. The RBI was nationalized in 1949. The RBI, the Reserve Bank of India, was established in 1935 and nationalized is on 1st January 1949. The largest producer of spices, that is option B, Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh is the largest producer of spices in India, followed by Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. Okay, now the last question: who is the missile man of India? That is APJ Abdul Kalam. Option C is the correct answer. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, renowned for his work in India's missile and space programs, is called the missile man of India. So here we complete 200 important MCQ. Important MCQ. Okay. So thank you.